Alright, let's get back together here.
Yeah, you can see it in your butt cam, Argus butt cam, if you just kind of face more to port and then back up. You'll be all right.
I'm just gonna actually have Argus spin around a little bit, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
They might tug you.
Looking west.
Roger. Allow a little bit to starboard. All right.
Coming up.
Go ahead. So you want to go another step there, Steve? Is that a
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
keep
let's
on
just
along this?
keep on going.
One more.
You want me to head 270, or do you want me to head more towards you?
I got to put them away or I'll be getting the caffeine.
Let's see here.
270 will be off that way. 225 will be right where you
want more,
are.
they're there.
I think 270 will be alright.
Okay, just bridge nav. 20 meters, bearing 270. Thank you. You might just want to hold off until we get a little more leash.
Yeah.
I'll check out the spiral and what's that?
It's pretty trippy, huh?
I don't know what the heck that's caused by. Never seen that before.
Fun artifact.
Yeah. It's normally like more straight.
Oh, it's even better artifact right now.
Yeah.
Steve, we're just waiting on a ship move to give us some slack in the tether here.
Copy.
Practice that landing while you're waiting.
Yeah.
We were sneaking them in good yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know why it got so bumpy just today, but. Well, we find something to look at and I'll land.
So I like perching as opposed to landing. Perching on the porch.
You mean touching only your bumpers, you mean?
Yeah, that's all you need. Just one little place to.
Yeah, to touch you off.
Yeah, if your velocity is slow enough when you perch, you don't get that video shake.
I'm gonna add in another step.
What you know it.
270.
Sure.
Bridge nav.
Yeah. Plus, but when you're like yanked down by the vehicle, it's like makes
One
it
more step.
pretty,
Thank you.
pretty bad landing.
Yes and no. You're spoiled with this vehicle because you have the two body thing, but if you're doing a free flyer, you always have that pull.
Yeah.
So you learn to compensate for it.
That's fair.
Something gelatinous to the far left, floating.
Oh yeah.
Far left floating bits.
Is that a cucumber?
Floating away that dark.
Dark circle?
Yeah, you see it. See it
Yeah.
floating? Near the seafloor. What is that?
Not really sure.
Yeah, don't know if we can get
I
close
don't know
enough.
if we can get close, yeah.
Nah, it's
At the
going
end of my
far
leash,
away
guys,
from us
sorry.
too.
Mm.
Gonna be a mystery.
We could try to do a quick zoom. It's mostly just shadow, that's all it is.
Yeah. Can't really, probably will just get washed out.
Yeah.
Anything in here, Steve, that you want to zoom on? Preferably not far.
Yeah. Yeah, we can, let's see.
So I'm going along on this ridge here, so you're gonna have to back down and if you want to get in close to anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always go left and right.
Yeah.
Show us the full power of Hercules.
For that, I'll turn up my joy gains.
So a little outcrop underneath you there, maybe.
Yeah. Might be interesting to have a look at.
Yeah, let's have a look at that.
You don't have to go far to find something that Steve is interested in.
Yeah, easy to please, Steve.
All interesting.
Easily pleased scientist.
Yeah, it rocks.
Totally.
This is basic exploration. We have very few objectives other than to characterize the area that's never been explored before. We have some target organisms we want to identify further, but it's free form, freehand exploration.
There you go. Keep that ROV moving. No waiting.
Equal opportunity exploration sometimes.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Dan, would you mind looking down a little bit?
Sure. Now I know how low Argus can go. I'm not afraid anymore.
You're not afraid.
Somebody else has set the bar.
Oh, I just meant tilting down the camera.
Oh, tilting down.
Yeah. That's great, thank you. And I want to come around to you a bit.
Yeah, by far I think the most numerous thing we've seen all dive have been stalked crinoids. They're everywhere.
They do seem to be plentiful.
And only really two species. The Squilocrinus and Proisocrinus.
Making you nervous yet?
Yeah, you can come up on the delta a bit there.
Roger.
Much more rounded features, hairless, angular. That's a nice Argus shot.
I was
cool
giving the
terrain.
pilot an opportunity to move around a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's your, well, it was. Ship's bouncing now.
Can we, so just out of frame below
Yeah, I
us?
saw that little thing.
Yeah, it looked a little different, didn't it?
Cool.
What are
So
you looking for?
there's a crinoid feather star just below us out of frame. I think we were on top of it. Should be coming into frame now. Right there, dead center, lower 6 o'clock.
Okay. Sure, let's have a look.
Pinkish.
Pinkish thing. Gotcha. Going down.
Just gonna look down for a minute with that camera. Want to see something.
Sure thing.
Oh, I'm just curious what the... How far is that weight on the tether, do you know?
I'm not sure. I think it's about halfway, but I'm not sure.
15 meters?
Maybe about.
Not to measure it when we're on deck.
Yeah.
Be nice to know how far you can dip it down before it's touching.
That's a good point. Alright, video, go ahead and push in there a bit, please. Hold that.
Seems like it's maybe a third of the way because you have the 2 football floats and the weight.
This is a completely different crinoid group than we've seen so far, I think. There's a little baby sponge too.
Oh yeah.
To the left. Can we get a better look at this sponge or the crinoid on the right?
Sure. Video,
Kind
come
of
wide,
rotate around it, pirouette around it so we can look at it from the backside
please. Sure thing.
or across it.
Look at that perfect landing rock, Jess. You're so tempted, aren't you?
I think you just want me to land.
Full zoom is what I want. So
You're
I'm
that-
bored.
Oh,
You're
I
that
see.
thing on the side of someone's shoulder just like, do it. Do it. You can do it, do it.
Alright. Video, go ahead and zoom in a bit there, please. Hold that. Am I heading a bit?
Is this one stocked or unstocked? What's that on the bottom there?
Oh wait, go ahead and zoom in more
That's
video.
what I'm trying to find out.
And Rennie, would you mind doing one bump up on the... Thank you. And do one bump down.
So it does not look like it has a
Sorry.
stock.
No, that looks good.
And you want to do one bump to
It
the
has
left
those
edge?
sear
Does
eye.
it have a
God,
brittle
it's on the
star?
screen. It doesn't have to be
Yeah,
in
it
the
does
middle.
have a brittle
It's
star
got a
also.
brittle star wrapped around it. That was confusing me.
Unless you want to zoom more.
Yeah, I kind of want to zoom more on it.
Can't change your heading?
I can.
So it doesn't, yeah, I think we could safely say it's not stocked, but it
Or
had
you
a weird
super pin. There you go.
profile that,
Much
oh, there's
nicer
a
than
sea
the
star
go.
too,
pan on the camera.
just to the right
Lydia, go ahead and push in more, please.
surface of the
Okay.
rock.
That's as far as zoom as I can go.
Full
And then
zoom.
come off
We have
to
achieved full
iris for
zoom.
a second. There we go.
Okay, I have lots of pictures of that one.
Good.
Your OCD is so bugging you because it's not perfectly centered.
Yeah.
It gives that far off look.
I could do one bump down.
Yeah, do
though.
one bump down, please. There's one little starfish right by it too.
Yep.
Sea star.
Not that far down.
Sorry, it takes 2 or 3 bumps.
Yeah, it's a recenter. It's a hot
Yeah, that'll be good.
tilt.
Well, we're so zoomed in, so it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 different groups of echinoderms here. We've got asteroids, we've got ophiuroids, and we've got crinoids. Oh my.
What are they all doing there?
Good question. Living. doing the thing that they're made to do.
Steve, anything else you want to see, or we got 6
No,
minutes basically?
Yeah,
We
I'm
gotta
thinking that maybe we
Niskin.
should get ready to do that Niskin.
Yeah.
Roger. Come wide video.
You know, we want it to be a background Niskin, so we would come off bottom a little bit. I don't know, let's say 5 meters, 10 meters maybe,
Okay.
and take a Niskin. And that'll be
Sure.
our last sample of the dive for eDNA.
Okay. So what I propose is that we're gonna go ahead and get into a recovery position, then we can just take it before we start ascent.
Very good.
All right. So Rennie, what's the ship's heading right now?
Ship's heading is currently 125.
125. Roger.
Yeah.
So
300 or so.
if you want your heading of the
Reciprocal.
ship of 125, then I'll go to
Yeah.
reciprocal. Yeah.
You got 1,600 meters to sort that out, though, don't you?
Yeah, but easier to do it now and then.
Really?
Yeah.
So, what do you want the heading?
If you want to go to 125.
Roger, at
correct,
125.
Rennie?
125. You should drive 300 or so.
125.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. How about if I turn auto heading off and you fly away and stretch it out? Is that what you're talking about?
It's usually actually easier if you keep the auto heading on for a minute, and then
Alright.
if you go ahead and pan around to 125.
So, turns wise, you want me to come counterclock? Where's the turns counter thingy?
I think yeah, counterclockwise for you.
What's that?
You went this way,
Clockwise?
clockwise, I think.
That's a long way.
Let's try it.
Coming around.
Roger.
So you're going to fly away and stretch it out, right?
Yeah. I'll be going to 300.
What's our ascent rate going to be?
Usually it's about 15 or 12.
Yeah.
Depends on how heavy we are. Right.
So you're figuring an hour up, hour and change.
No, it should be more than that. So 16, be 100 minutes, right? 100 or so minutes.
Does this thing have the reverse widget on how long it takes to get up?
It does.
It does
On
have a
Herc
reverse
utility,
widget.
yeah.
How
Once you,
clever is that?
you will need to lateral to starboard.
Yeah.
Steve, do you know the approximate time or what we're planning on for the next dive to begin after we move along?
Yeah, so let's see. It's about 4 hours to Palmyra, and then another couple hours to the dive site after we conduct our business there. So that'll be at least 7 hours of transit, rounding. I would say maybe evening
I think the
at
sit rep
best.
said like late afternoon.
Late afternoon, early
Yeah.
evening. Yeah. The bottom half of the day. Afternoon.
Huh. Is that a new sponge right as we're leaving?
Yeah, I think we think we've seen that one before on this dive, but look at that one just like in the foreground here, that platey thing.
Oh yeah, the one that fell over.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. There's a lot
Weird.
of big stocked things that I don't know that we saw.
Yeah.
living.
Yeah. Usually it works that way. You get a teaser of
Yeah, look at all these sponges out there.
rubble. Yeah. Now the sponges, right?
That's all of them.
The one
minus
over to the
channel.
left-hand side, I think, is called a ficus.
That looks like the ET sponge. I forget what the name of that one was.
Yeah, I like this terrain. There's not that much here though.
I'm gonna come up a bit, Jess. Help you stretch it out.
Well, it was worth a shot, and I think generally we had good dive, good collections, good rocks.
And so what's the altitude you
Good
want for
distance.
this Niskin?
5 meters.
Yeah, like 5-10 meters, maybe. You know.
Okay, we can hold right here, Dan. We can just take a Niskin real quick.
Is that a bubble cam thing to spot the,
Yeah, bubble cam.
or can you see them with the main camera?
Is that 015 for the sample number?
Yes.
Okay.
Lights, porch LED on. Is Mongo in your way, or are you happy with it?
Might be. Let's see. Yeah, actually, we can stow Mongo for the recovery real quick.
I'll just move them out of the way.
Yeah, you can go ahead and stow him.
We have 1,600 meters to stow him.
Roger. Yeah, you can shoulder all the way up. And
What's
then
that?
it'll-
I'm all the way left, so. Oh,
Yeah.
you want to come down out of the way?
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine.
Well,
He'll be out of the way if you just stow him for recovery.
How do you want it stowed for recovery?
So the shoulder all the way up, shoulder all the way to the left,
Yep, it's all the way left.
wrist all the way left.
Wrist left.
Right, and then wrist all the way down. Okay, and then the rest of it is just elbow down. Looks good. You actually might want to bump up a little bit because it'll be below the bumper.
Sticking below the... We've landed like that before. It's not... yeah.
Good.
So how do you do this? I'd chase you around on bubble cam or leave it on the target?
You can leave it, chase me around on bubble cam, that's good.
Roger. So confusing.
Are you racked in on the camera?
Yeah, should be.
Doesn't look like it.
It's a pan and rotate, not a pan and tilt.
It's a weird form of dollying.
Yes.
Tilt and spin 180.
Oh my. Yeah, Rennie, I should be all the way back racked in. Yeah.
It's just because it's panned over, it's scaring me.
Yeah.
If the
There it
camera
is. Yeah, you're right.
moves, she's too close to it.
I've seen what happens when it doesn't. That's why.
Yes. Not if, but when.
Why not? Ugh, moving my chair.
Okay, that's bubble cam looking out.
Roger. So, which one do you guys want?
7, 8, and 9 are all open. So
All open.
whatever's easiest for
You
you.
don't need bubble cam. Tell me if you want it. I'll spin it around.
Okay. Going for 8. You guys want to keep an eye on the camera?
Yeah, watch it, ain't.
Watching
Camera
it.
8. And
Boom.
Fired.
That's it.
Pop.
alright, you guys want one? Steve?
I think we can they only have filters for 4.
Yeah, we only need just that one.
Okay.
Right here.
Understood.
Yeah, we are filter limited, so we're limited to 4 per dive, 4 Niskins per dive, 3 in the presence of biology and 1 background.
Okay, ready to come up?
Yeah.
Coming up. Argus has left the building.
Goodbye, seafloor.
See how
There's
fast we can
more.
do it.
So on the way up, we're going to make notes of occurrences of that pelagic holothurian again, where we see it. We saw about, I'd say, half a dozen observations in our extended, we'll
10
call it
meters a minute.
mid-water survey this morning.
Well,
Or
hopefully we'll get a
yesterday
couple
morning.
more.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and log off bottom there.
Roger.
You call it technical difficulties. I call it extended mid-water survey.
I'll switch you over to your
Tomato
USBL
tomato.
pings.
Roger.
You are out of auto XY.
Turn off
Out
bottom.
of auto, yes.
Place in here to log it. 8 minutes late.
Details, details.
Where do you do the off bottom thing? Anywhere?
I was just running that does it.
Oh, okay. This log is redundant.
Bridge nav.
Go ahead and take it out of auto heading now for you.
Roger.
We are starting recovery. We're aiming to be on deck at 4 a.m. Thank you. Video, can you switch the bridge TV to cam aft robo?
Yeah, will do.
Thank you.
They have cam aft robo.
Thank you.
15 meters a minute. Can you keep up?
This will be an interesting test to see if yes or no.
Aye.
You always have the drop weights.
Yeah, it looks like it's saying it's going to do 17.
That would be awesome.
That would be
17
awesome.
you're at?
Yeah, it's saying so.
Roger. Matching you.
I think we'll be right on time.
Video is going to leave the building for like 5 minutes.
Copy.
Just don't leave
Your
the
job
ship.
here is done. Your job here is done.
Video, bridge.
17
check.
meters a minute on it. You get the fancy little one of those on Argus too, or just on the vehicle?
Just on the vehicle, yeah.
Oh,
No.
not fair.
All right. Right now we're heading into a current, very light wind to no wind. So I think we'll just remain here until we get to 300 meters. We'll assess if we need to change heading or stream forward, but I think we're okay for right now until we get up there.
Okay, that sounds good, Rennie.
I think we'll give it a little forward way once we're at the surface, or towards the surface. But.
Okay.
You're burning a lot of energy. What, one lat pegged and one lat doing nothing?
I was just auto heading there. Yep.
Yeah. So you're using some of your, what you could be using for up to,
Yeah.
if you wanted to get another meter a minute or something out of it.
Yeah, I just want to maintain that heading since we are going to be running into a current there.
Didn't make any difference, did it?
No, not really. But we're going up pretty quick. Sometimes it's been
The way
12
we
minutes.
go. Well, we watched the traction lower, huh?
Yeah, I'm watching it. Popping away.
Yeah.
So this is a fast speed for Herc, is it?
Yeah, for our ascent rate is 15's pretty common.
So you're ahead of the game.
It looks like, I'm not sure the difference between the raw and the vertical. Usually the vertical is the one that you really feel. I think the raw is pre some calculations they do.
Yeah, it's probably some Kalman filter action going on there.
Maybe, yeah.
So let's
Average.
see, time to surface 92, hour and a half. That puts us at 3:15, 3:45. Yep, we'll be good. Plus a little time to get sorted at 50 meters and all that.
Yeah. What's the current out there right now, you said?
It's I don't entirely believe it, but it says 0.6.
Okay.
So that's just a current is just a bin of all other forces besides wind, and we have Herc and Argus out the back right now.
Right.
But I think it's, you know, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Okay. So if we have 0.6 knots current, then we don't need to move the ship forward.
Well, see, that's at the surface, but what happens is at the thermocline there can be a cross current.
Mm-hmm.
So just to get up to the surface, sometimes I put some forward way, and then once we reach the surface, I cut it, and we hold, and it's perfect. It stays like that.
Okay.
Yeah, in this case, you could just put some forward way and drag the vehicle on Argus and
So
put all your energy into coming up.
well, the reason why we don't do that anymore, we used to, is because
something bad happens.
yeah, because that current is is not a direct measurement. What'll happen is we'll be streaming forward, and Argus and Herc act as an anchor, pulling this way.
Right.
So a couple hours go by, and the surface currents may have changed vector slightly, but it'll appear as if you're heading directly into the current because you're pulling this weight behind you. So we get to the surface, we're like, everything's great, everything looks good here, and we get to the surface, and Herc is all stuck on starboard side. And so now we wait till about 300 meters, and it's close enough in time and in distance to assess, all right, I think we're heading enough into the current and go for it. But some other operations do that stream. I think it complicates things at the surface a bit.
Well, the boat usually has its nose into the current, or if he doesn't, you can go throw something that floats over the side and see which way it's going.
Yeah.
In the old days, that was a cigarette butt, but it's not too politically. I used to do it before every recovery.
Yeah. And then, in general, what we've been doing is you get to the surface then, and if we need to make an adjustment, we just step port or starboard.
You just step the vessel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seems to work. The only time that this gets, well, it's actually, you know, the only time it's kind of pushing our weather threshold, but there's some instances where, you know, running backwards over ground but streaming through the water is beneficial. The problem is you can't do that until you get to the surface because of those cross currents.
Yeah, exactly.
You may be running over the vehicles before they get to the surface. So essentially the only time that would be necessary, we usually are in a good enough position to just hold position or remain streaming forward a bit. But
I think you find about 1 in 10 boat drivers gets it when you say I want 0 way through the water.
yeah, you are seemingly correct on that ratio.
You want me to do what? Go backwards?
Yeah.
No, dude, it's like a 2-knot current. I want you to go nowhere.
Right. But that only works if we're heading directly into the wind. If the wind is slightly abeam, then what will happen is the ship will maintain heading. We'll be drifting backwards over ground, but it'll also be drifting
Sideways.
and Herc is not affected by wind.
No, but yeah, so a good boat driver will compensate for the wind and give you 0 way through the water.
Yes, you're right.
I got so mad one day I
There-
flung a
that's
life
hard.
jacket over the side, and I said, "Keep the life jacket 20 meters off the window of your bridge." we'll
Yeah,
be
that's
fine.
that's the
We-
idea, is keep it right there. We'll all be moving together.
Yeah.
But it's a difficult task, I think.
It
It's,
didn't work because the life jacket was affected by the wind. So.
Yeah. Put the sail on it.
You get the loop currents in the Gulf, and
Yeah.
they're like, we have to go 2 kilometers away from the launch point and start drifting with the current. But
Yeah.
you also got the wind,
Yeah.
so you can't. They have to compensate for the wind, and
Yeah, this ship, for launch we tend just to hold, because that's what the captain prefers, just because it's a quicker operation than recovery.
yeah,
But
less dynamics too.
yeah,
This always seems to be better.
yeah. It's
Oh,
really
yeah.
only, it becomes an issue when you need to head into the swell for Argus to come on deck happily. So you're bound by that if it's a big swell, and if you get a weird current opposed to that, or a weird wind opposed to that, then, or strong wind opposed to that, then you get into some trouble.
We were playing around on the Tully, and it was easier to launch and recover in the trough. I was surprised.
Was it?
Yeah, because the side to side wasn't so bad, and the pitch was killing us with the big heavy ONC packages.
Oh, yeah.
So the pitch was just, I mean, we thought it was going to rip the frickin'
Oh, yeah.
overboarding sheave off the A-frame.
Yeah, or smack it into the side or something.
And
On
yeah,
the way
the
down.
whole package was, turning the vehicle
Swinging.
over.
Wow.
So in the trough, you didn't have that pitch, but you got 5,000 pounds of package hanging underneath the vehicle.
Yeah, if we had a better way of getting Argus, of reducing Argus's side-to-side movement on recovery, like if it was pinned a bit, if we hooked it on the side and kind of had that some more pressure on it, then maybe we could cover
they
more
had-
quartered or into the
They
trough.
had 4.5 taglines on
Yeah,
it, and they had the taglines on tuggers.
yeah.
To
So
hold the
it's all
package.
just.
Well, it still moved around a bit, but
Yeah.
it was still a bit of the ultraviolence, but
Yeah.
not as bad as the snap loads were. I was waiting for the lights to go out on the vehicle, where it's so excessive.
Wow. Yeah, and sometimes you just get unlucky. Like, we'll be doing this, and no matter what, there's just some strong currents just subsurface. 50 meters to 200 meters is something going 90 degrees, and it's the wrong way, starboard, and it's just, you kind of have to just be patient about that. And
Pretty
just,
much.
there's not much to.
Sometimes you get 2 different directions on the way up.
Yeah.
So it'll
Kicks
sweep
one
it one
way,
way and then
yeah.
sweep it the
So
other way.
you get real confident. You're like, okay, cool. This is the way we need to recover, and then it goes the other way. So I think sometimes people try to get real formulaic about it, and it's like, well, you gotta adjust as you go, and there's not everything is going to work in every scenario.
There's definitely some advantages of sticking the vehicle in the TMS and hitting active heave comp on the winch and setting it to 1 meter a second.
What was that first
1 meter a
acronym?
second.
What's the T?
Tether management
Oh.
system, the top hat.
Yeah.
So you latch in.
Right.
But you need like a 800 horsepower winch to
Yeah.
active heave comp at that speed.
Active
Just the-
heave comp at two vehicles now that are now paired.
Yeah,
Yeah, it seems.
Did you say 1 meter a second?
meter a second. So the winch drum's actually doing probably 2.5 meters a second to keep a constant 1 meter a
Wow,
second.
that's some high power,
It's about
some
800
heavy duty stuff.
horsepower. If you're
Wow.
doing a hydraulic one, it's got 3 big 250 horsepower pumps, and then it has 2 100 horsepower pumps just to boost between the reservoir and the intake of the pump. It's a massive.
That's nuts. I still can't get over a meter a second. That's
What's
pretty.
that?
So I still can't get over a meter a second. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
What's impressive is the crane with 50 tons on it doing the same speed. So
What? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The HPU for that takes like 2 decks tall and
Wow.
third of the ship.
Jeez Louise. Third of the ship. Jeez.
Yeah, it's literally like 2 decks and I don't know, it's probably 40 feet.
Is that for oil and gas mostly? Or?
On a construction vessel,
Yeah, construction.
usually run 2 cranes, 2 ROVs.
It's crazy.
But they're up and down sometimes, you know, every hour.
Yeah, I guess you need a lot.
So can I try something with the manip?
Sure thing.
See if I'm lying. I could be lying. Am I hitting there? So, I don't know what grip force he's set on.
I think it's at 9 right now. Rather, it's at 9 right now.
Jaws are locked.
Okay, show that again. Sorry.
So the secret is, I got some wrist drift, to get them to stop with the trigger.
Uh-huh.
If they're moving when you hit lock, they'll keep moving. But if you get them to stop there, then you can lock them and they'll stay. So it was moving a little, now they're ever so slightly drifting in.
Yeah. Interesting.
So if you're patient, oh, I got like a 1, 2, 3. But it can be done.
That's pretty cool.
Wow. So it just gets locked in whatever.
Yeah, the reason people have trouble doing it, because if you're moving and then you hit lock,
It'll just
keep
keep closing,
moving.
yeah.
It
locks whatever the valve is
it's
set
a
at or whatever.
pressure compensated servo that's in
Yeah.
the valves there, and then there's a little bypass hole in the jaws, and that's how they kind of helps them achieve the grip force
Uh-huh.
thingy. The same thing works if you freeze the entire arm. It's the same thing as jaw lock, right? You're still
Yeah.
commanding it to maintain its current position.
That's pretty cool though. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
So it's just basically just
no one ever believes me. You can't lock the jaws midway. You can.
I think we're all just impatient then at that point.
It makes sense what you're saying. It's just locking the valve at whatever it's set at.
So there's a tiny hole, physical hole in the jaw piston,
Uh-huh.
and the servo valves in there have underneath them there's pressure transducers. So it's trying to maintain a pressure, and that's how they do the whole force feedback thing. I'm not sure how that works in relation to the command of the jaw, but there's no position sensor in the jaw. Like in a shilling arm, there's a position sensor there, so wherever you stop it, the jaw just stops. And then it's closing the loop to maintain that position all the time. This one is maintaining a pressure on the deucers under the servo valve. So I'm theorizing could be full of it, but by you basically have to pause there long enough, then hit the button, which is hard. And you kind of, for me, I have to be kind of braced in.
Yeah.
Because
So
just the movement of hitting the button will let me move the trigger enough.
right.
And then the jaw drifts, and usually it drifts open, so you lock whatever, and then you just sit there like, boink.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's really useful for really delicate samples.
It is, yeah. You can
Yeah.
literally pick up a cup coral with this thing and
Wow.
not smash it.
Wow.
Or an egg.
Or an egg, yeah.
Yeah. And the only reason I know that is because I saw the craft dude doing it at a trade show.
Huh.
They were saying you can't do that with a shilling arm, so I'm like, fuck if you can't. We went, sorry. we went and got a dozen eggs, and we were doing the same thing at the trade show. So look, you don't need force feedback to pick up an egg. You just need an operator that knows how to work the arm.
Just need it, yeah, the operator.
Yeah, that's fair. No, that's neat. I'll have to try that out then.
Try it.
Oh, yeah, we have a
Yeah,
while.
you got some time.
Craft arm on.
We got some time.
I'll watch your butt cams. You'll be fine.
Wow.
Just doing the wave.
Yeah. That'd be good if I turn on the arm. Give it hydraulics.
So what I do for me is I tuck it in. So if you freeze the arm for a second, rest your arm right here. And then push against the thing. So basically you have an armrest.
Uh-huh.
So like, I don't know when you write, but when I write, I rest my,
Yeah, I think that works for your grip on this one, though.
alright, if I try and write with my arm in the air, I can't write very well at all.
Yeah.
I can't write like this either, but I can write better. Anyways,
Yeah. So let's see if I can get this.
that's why I like the crook grip, I guess.
So,
Some creature drifting off in the background,
oh,
just out of sight.
yeah. So let's say you grab a sample. Doop. Sample grabbed.
So, sorry, when you're plus, that means you're still below, right?
Yeah.
And that's how you want to be for recovery?
We'll be at 0, but it'll be alright. It's alright if it goes, it's like plus or minus 10 meters is alright.
Roger.
Generally, it's I just look in 2 and 3 to make sure that kind of center screen.
Oh,
Okay.
You did it.
ah, sweet.
There you go.
Ooh, nice. Look at these, Mr. Rennie. Thank you.
Congratulations. I think we're one of like 6 people on the planet that can do that. Most people don't have the patience to.
Let's say we grab a sample. Doop.
has an almond.
Slowly creeping this one inwards. Oh, that's good. That's pretty cool though. It's a neat trick. The grip force is lower too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's fair too, yeah. And certainly the grip force has to change the rate at which you close. That's a cool trick. I feel cool.
I'm not seeing the slack in the traction lower like we were.
It's a good observation, yeah.
Wasn't it on the way?
We're going a lot slower. Before we were double the speed.
Zoom tight.
Oh, there's a little.
Still doing it though.
Yeah. You want me to go listen to it?
Over it.
Over it.
Were you there when we were talking to the Dynacon guy? No, you weren't, were you?
No, I wasn't in the room, no.
He had his Texas drawl going on. Yeah, that's pretty much normal.
Pretty much normal.
I haven't seen it snap back like that, but yeah, it's pretty much normal for the center ones to get a little slack in them.
Oh, okay.
He kept going on about he hadn't seen it snap back like that, so. But I don't think he was getting the full picture of. He was just getting the traction lower.
Right.
And from what I see, when it's snapping, it's just going from the center one to the center three. So I've yet to see the outer or the inner go slack.
Yeah.
Or you can go listen if you want, though. If you're wanting to get out of the van.
You don't want to hear our voices anymore. There's a trick with this guy, if because that starboard bio box is so massive, if you put on a bit of lateral thrust, usually it will increase the vertical velocity. Yeah, because it's a thruster wash. Right now it's not doing it. Trying to futz with it, it might be the other direction. But the thruster wash in one direction, the thrust. Oh, if we have no lateral, the thruster wash is just going completely onto that bio box. But if we're doing some lateral, it actually prevents that thruster wash from actually impeding our motion.
So if you turn off all the laterals and the what do you call them, the forward backy ones, you don't get more.
Yeah, so if I turn them all off. But I need to put some forward jam on so that doesn't.
Well, in theory, so it's